everybody, my name is Lindsay. Welcome back to my bookish and writing channel. Today we are doing the mid-year calm down tag created by Leandra the TBR0. This is a brand new book tag that is a relaxing take on a mid-year bookish check-in video. I've seen a few booktubers do this tag and I've been really enjoying seeing everybody's answers to these questions. And today I am very excited to take part myself. So without further ado, let's jump right in. The word for question number 1 is thankfulness. What has 2024 given you so far? So in bookish terms, 2024 has given me a very relaxing reading year, which is perfect for this tag. And in terms of my personal life, I am very grateful to say that 2024 has been a really great year for me so far. My husband and I recently celebrated our 1-year wedding anniversary, which was really special. And we were also able to go to Europe earlier this year for one of my really good friends' weddings, which took place in Scotland. While we were in Europe, we were also able to return to some of our favorite places, including Amsterdam, and we also got to travel to a new place that we've never been to, which was the west coast of Ireland, which we both really enjoyed. While we were in Scotland, we also got to go back to the Highlands, which is one of my favorite places in the world. I absolutely love the Scottish Highlands. Last year I moved up to Canada and I am continuing to really just love it up here. Earlier this year I also started a brand new job, and for the first time in my life I can honestly say that I really enjoy going to work every day, which is such a gift. And I also got promoted from part-time to full-time, which is also such a gift. And lastly, in terms of my writing, I am in draft number 3 of Meridian's Cat, which is a novel that I've been working on since 2022. It is a middle grade fantasy novel. It's going to be my debut. I am so excited about where I'm at. I'm finally seeing the pieces come together. I'm finding myself writing more often and really enjoying every single session, not every single session, but most sessions. I'm just having a blast working on this project. The anticipated release date for this book is September 2025. I don't have a specific date yet, but I am aiming for that month next year, and I am feeling very certain that I can meet that deadline without any issue. So yeah, 2024, a lot of wonderful things have happened, and I am very grateful that it's been a really good year for me so far. The word for question number 2 is relaxation. What is the most relaxing book that you have read in 2024 so far? To tell the truth, I am only about halfway through this book. It's actually my current read, but so far, out of all the books I've read this year, it has been the most relaxing. And that is going to A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This book follows a woman in her 30s who is on a road trip on her way to a solo weekend reading retreat when she finds herself literally stuck in her favorite romance novel series. And this romance novel series feels very Hallmarky, very familiar, and very cozy. I am having so much fun reading this, and who honestly wouldn't want to be stuck in one of their favorite books for a weekend? I mean, that would be wonderful. Ashley Poston is actually one of my favorite authors. I believe this is the 6th book of hers that I've read, and I'm going to continue reading all of her new releases from now on. The word for question number 3 is hydration. What is a book that you really needed this year? I am going to give this one to The Wayne Family Adventures by C.R.C. Payne and Starbite, which you can also find on Webtoon. At the beginning of this year, I was finding myself in a bit of a reading slump, and usually when I'm in a reading slump, books that are more lighthearted, usually comics or graphic novels or manga, usually break me out of that reading slump, and this book series did the trick. This series follows Bruce Wayne and several members of the Bat family as they all navigate their daily lives together. It's a collection of short stories in comic form, usually about 5 pages each, I would say, 5 to 10 at most, and they're very funny, very lighthearted, but some of them have a lot of heart to them, and I'm really enjoying the variety and the adventure that I'm having with these books. I would very much recommend this series if you are a fan of Batman, or you want to get into Batman comics but you're not quite in the mood for the more darker, heavier stuff, and you really would like something light and fun. The word for question number 4 is nourishment. What is a book that energized you this year? And for me, that is going to another Batman comic, and that is Hush by Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams. For this book specifically, the art and the story were both just amazing, and I could not put this down. So in this story, a lot of Batman's recurring villains show up at once, and and they all seem to be connected by a brand new mysterious villain known as Hush. While this is all going on, a lot of things are happening in Bruce Wayne's personal life as well. An old friend decides to return to his life after several years, and Bruce Wayne, as Batman, decides to start dating Catwoman, which brings up a lot of Bruce Wayne's complicated relationship with trust. In addition to a lot of the villains that we're familiar with, we also get a lot of side characters that I enjoy seeing every time in a Batman comic, including Nightwing and some of the Robins. Exciting story, stunning art, very interesting characters. I had such a great time reading this book. The word for question number 5 is familiarity. Who is an author that you've returned to this year? So this could technically go to 2 authors because I decided last year or the year before that I am just going to read every single new release by these 2 authors for basically the rest of my life. One of these authors is Ashley Poston, who I've already talked about, and I've been really enjoying her books. And the other author is Emily Henry. So far, I have read 5 books by Emily Henry, and 2 of them in particular are 2 of my favorites, and those are Book Lovers and People We Meet on Vacation. This year, I read Emily Henry's newest release, which is Funny Story, and I had a wonderful time with it. There are just so many things that I enjoy about Emily Henry's writing style, including the messages that she has about love, including the fact that you feel like you are on vacation with these characters when you read the books, because for the most part she writes about characters that are on vacation. But most of all, I really enjoy how she writes dialogue. Her dialogue is witty and engaging, and there's banter between her 2 main characters, and I just enjoy it so much. Question number 6 is healthy risk, which is either a new to me author or something that is outside of my comfort zone reading wise. So this is not a new to me author because I've actually read and enjoyed her writing very much. She's actually a friend of mine, but her newest work is a visual novel, which is a form of literature that I have never experienced before. So I would say that it was a little bit out of my comfort zone. I had such a fun time with this visual novel, and if you are a fan of cozy mysteries with an air of magical realism and having meaningful conversations over a cup of tea, I highly recommend you check this out. This visual novel is called Tea for Two Twin Blooms, and it's by my friend Nicole, and I've left all the links in the description for you to check out. The word for number 7 is reflection, which is changes in your reading taste. So my reading taste actually hasn't changed much since last year. If anything, I'm actually diving more into the books that I know I'm going to enjoy. And the books that I enjoy reading the most are cozy fantasy, soft sci-fi, contemporary, romance, graphic novels and comics, manga, and creative nonfiction. For the most part, right now, I want to feel happy and comforted when I read a book. I've, to be honest, been struggling with some summer seasonal depression, which is very much related to the heat, I'm sure, and so I really want to read something that lifts my mood. The word for question number 8 is detox, which is a book or habit that you are leaving behind this year. So something that I used to do, especially when I started BookTube, is reading as many books as I could throughout the year, and I would always try to read more than I did last year, or I would set a goal like 50 books or 100 books and try to meet that goal by the end of the year. But I left that habit behind last year, and I'm going to continue leaving it behind this year. And what I'm doing instead of trying to read as much as I can is always having a book open, basically. And there's a few reasons for this. The main reason is that I am prioritizing my writing, and so whatever goals I have for the year, I want my writing to be very close to the top of the list, if not at the top. And that is going to be taking up a lot of my free time, and that is the way I want it. But the second reason is that I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to try to read as much as I can in the given year, and I wasn't really enjoying that. And so instead, I am just going to always try to have a book that I'm reading, which I love. And because I've been a lot more selective in my TBR and my book buying process, I know that that book that I'm reading is going to be one that I am very likely to enjoy. The word for number 9 is positivity, which is anticipated books or events for the rest of the year. The book that I am so beyond excited to read comes out in November, and that is Starfire, which is a graphic novel by Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. It is the 5th volume of the Teen Titans graphic novel series. If you are new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Lindsay, and I'm a huge fan of the Teen Titans cartoon from the early 2000s. I've read and reviewed the first 4 books in this series, which I will link down below if you'd like to check out those reviews. Very much enjoying them. They're giving me a lot of nostalgia for the show that I just absolutely fell in love with when I was a teenager. And yeah, it's been such a fun time reading them, and Starfire is my favorite character, so of course I am so excited to read this book. Aside from that, there are a few books on my TBR that I am very excited to read very soon this year, and a few of those include Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne, which is, the vibes of this are reminding me a lot of the cozy fantasy elements in Legends and Lattes, which is one of my favorites. The Herb Witch's Apprentice by Irene Cho, and the reason that I bought this immediately is because one of the comp titles is the old Barbie movies, and I'm like, yes, yes please. And The House Witch by Dallam Hawk, which I have heard so many wonderful things about here on BookTube. And lastly is Question 10, Looking Ahead, which is personal plans and goals for the rest of 2024. So like I talked about before, my biggest priority in terms of my free time is my writing. And so my overall goal for 2024 is to complete Meridian's Cat. One of my hopes for this book is that I can complete it with plenty of time to spare, that by the time it's released in autumn of 2025, I am already hard at work in the sequel. When it comes to my writing career, I really hope that I am never stressed out trying to meet a deadline, and that I can always complete my books with plenty of time to spare. Bruce came to say hello. Hello, everybody. As far as my reading goes, I already talked about it, but my plan is just to always have a book open, and I'm not necessarily going to try to read as much as I can in the year, but I'm going to try to get to some of the top books on the top of my TBR, and like I said, just always have a book that I'm reading. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a like so that I know you liked the video. In the comments below, please feel free to answer any of the questions that I answered, and the one that I am most interested in hearing is, what is your most relaxing book for 2024? If you did this tag yourself, please let me know. I would love to watch it. Like I said, I've been really enjoying everybody's answers to these questions, and in the description I will also be leaving the original tag video as well. I hope you're all having a great summer, and I will see you soon with another bookish or writing video. Bye everybody!